Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Guys, if you want to be on the fastest growing financial community on the internet, you need to be joined to the Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon. Guys, we're the fastest growing financial community on the web. Fastest growing community on the web. And all we do in that community is help each other build wealth. Get to that passive income thing. That's what we're going to talk about today, right? Is one stock that I believe, $8 stock, that has an opportunity to get me to my financial freedom and passive income. That's what we talk about in the Wealth Builders, guys. If you're interested in being a part of that type of financial community, no experts, we don't try to tell you what to do, just regular people like you and me who are trying to get to that financial freedom thing, that passive income thing, click on that first link down in the description box, which is that Wealth Builders Financial Community Patreon link. It'll take you over to Patreon, sign up for the Wealth Builders, man, and then send me a direct message and let me know you're ready to go to work and get to that financial freedom and that passive income. And we'll do everything we can on the Wealth Builders to help you get there. Also, the good folks at Webull are offering that cash bonus reward to anybody who opens up a new Webull brokerage account. You putting a certain amount of money in that new Webull brokerage account, they're going to give you cash bonus, man. Cash bonus. Second link down in the description box. If you're looking for a brokerage app, a brokerage account, self-directed, right? Try Webull. Like I said, first link down in the description box, and it will give you all the details on that cash bonus reward that they're offering for new account holders. Well, all right, guys, I'm not going to hold you up because I know y'all busy, just like I'm busy, right? I know we got all kind of stuff going on, so let's jump right into the meat and potatoes. We're going to be talking about a company that I believe is one of the companies that could, for me personally change things for me forever. This company could change things forever. And currently right now, it's about an $8 stock, right? Some of y'all might be saying, well, golly, $8 stock, how that's going to change something forever for somebody? Listen, man, this right here is not financial advice. This is just me sharing with you guys an idea that I researched and introduced to my people on this YouTube channel over a year ago. And now I've reacquainted myself with this stock, man, and I believe it has the opportunity to really do some wonderful things. And that company is NVTS. NVTS is the ticker symbol, right? And I believe Navitas, that's what I call it, Navitas or Navitas. I could be pronouncing that wrong now, but let me spell it for you. N-A-V-I-T-A-S, Navitas. That's how I pronounce it. It could be wrong. But here's the ticker symbol, NVTS. That's the ticker symbol. So you guys go look that one up. But Navitas Semiconductor Corporation was founded in 2014. Specializes in the design, development, and marketing of next generation power semiconductors and utilizing gallium nitrate and silicon carbide technologies. Their goal is to revolutionize power electronics by enabling high-speed, energy-efficient solutions for various applications. That's who they are. My recommendation, guys, is to go out and do your little research on Novitas. And I know I'm pronouncing the name wrong because I know some of you, oh, you're pronouncing it wrong. That's fine. I wasn't very good in English. And I have a hard time with these tricky names. So I'm going to say Novitas. Y'all go do your own homework and call it whatever you want to call it. But ticker symbol is NVTS. That part I know I got right. So these technologies are applied across a wide range of markets, including mobile phones and consumer electronics, electric vehicles, data centers, solar energy systems, energy storage, and industrial applications. Novitas emphasizes its commitment to sustainability, being the world's first semiconductor company to be a carbon neutral certified. They also highlight their reliability with the industry's first and only 20-year GenFast warranty. Pretty good stuff right there, guys, already. But we're gonna really get into it because there's one big partner these guys have that make this thing all come together. And that one big partner is NVIDIA. That's it. NVIDIA is the key to this whole thing, in my opinion, at least for Richard Fain. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please go out and get you a professional, licensed financial advisor to help you through all of this if you're not comfortable making your own financial decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. I am not trying to convince you of anything. I'm just telling you what I'm getting ready to do and why I believe it will change my financial life forever. You got to go out and do your own homework and figure that one out for yourself. But let's talk a little bit about this partnership, right? But before we talk about that partnership, let's talk about some of the other partners. So Novitas Semiconductor's major partners include NVIDIA, Great Wall Power, Giga Device, Bright Loop Converters, and TSMC, which is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which is NVIDIA's manufacturer of their raw chips. Big company. Some big companies here, man, that these guys are partnered with. But now let's talk about the big partnership, and then we're going to dive into some numbers real quick, and then we'll get out of here. But it's important that you understand why I love this company. I can't pronounce the name. I call it Novitas, but I know that's wrong. But here's why I love NVTS, is this partnership with NVIDIA. Let me walk you through the partnership. So NVIDIA and Novitas Semiconductor are collaborating to develop next generation AI data center power solutions. Listen right there, guys. Let me stop right there. NVIDIA could have went out and partnered with anybody in the world to make this and develop this next generation AI data center power solutions. NVIDIA could have went anywhere, but guess who they chose? NVTS. If that don't make the hairs on your arm stand up, guys, I don't know what is. You do understand NVIDIA is the first company in the world, the history of the world, to have a $4 trillion market cap. Again, guys, go out and do your homework and figure out what a market cap is. But a $4 trillion market cap. NVIDIA is the only company ever in the history of the world to have that. And currently right now they're trading at about $175 a share. This is NVIDIA, with experts predicting, experts now, not me, experts predicting that NVIDIA stock price has the potential over the next 12 months to go up to $250 per share. This is NVIDIA. Now, does it make sense If I'm a partner of NVIDIA, some of that gold standard should fall off on me. Think about it. If I'm NVTS and I'm out here in the marketplace trying to sell my product, my solution, and I can say I'm a major partner to NVIDIA, the largest company in the world. We're major partners. Wouldn't you think that would help NVTS at some point down the road? I don't know about y'all guys, I'm not real smart, but if I'm partnered with the world's largest company in the AI space in the world, the leading AI company in the world, NVIDIA, if I'm partnered with them, it makes sense to me. Some of that gold standard falls off on me. I get sprinkled with some gold standard. It just makes sense. Okay, let's keep moving. So NVIDIA and Navate, or whatever it's called, Semiconductor are collaborating to develop next generation AI data center power solutions. Specifically, Navitas is providing its gallium nitride and silicon carbide semiconductor technology for NVIDIA's new 800V high voltage direct current, HVDC, that is short for that high voltage direct current data center architecture. You know what that means, guys. This is just my opinion now. You got to go out and do your own homework. Go talk to your professional financial advisor if you're not comfortable making your own financial decisions. But what this tells me is that NVIDIA is getting ready to make the next generation data centers. And they're going to be using this technology. And they're going to partner with Navitas to come up with this new 800 volt high voltage direct current data center architecture. NVIDIA could have picked anybody in the world to do this with, guys, but they went and found this little $8 per share stock company to do it. Why? They know more than I know. They know more than I know. World's largest company in the world, market cap wise. They know more than I know. This partnership aims to improve power efficiency, scalability, and performance in AI-focused data centers. Here's more detailed breakdown. The 800V HVDC data centers. NVIDIA is transitioning to a 800V HVDC architecture in its data centers to handle the increasing power demands of AI workloads. This new architecture involves converting electricity from the grid to 800V HVDC at the perimeter of the data center and then to lower voltages for individual chips. What is Navitas' role in all of this? Navitas, through their GAN and SiC semiconductors, are critical or crucial in this process. They handle the voltage conversions more efficiently than traditional silicon-based solutions, enabling higher power density, smaller form factors, and improved overall efficiency. Sounds like a great partnership, especially for NVTS. Now let's look at some numbers. Let's look at the numbers. I will tell you, over the last several months, this partnership has really elevated, in my opinion now, the stock price of NVTS, but I don't believe we're anywhere near where this thing could be. This is just my opinion, not a professional opinion. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. I am not an expert. So go out and get you some expert help if you need to. If you have problems making your own financial decisions, go get you a professional to help you. But I'm just giving you my opinion. So let's look at the numbers. What's the market cap for this company? The market cap right now is $1.66 billion. So that puts it at what? A small cap, right? Small cap stocks are between 500 million to 2 billion. So right now, where we stand on this company, it is a small cap company, under 2 billion in market cap. But the company that they're partnered with is a $4 trillion market cap with a T. 4 trillion with a T market cap. So I got a less than $2 billion company partnering with a $4 trillion company. Again, the gold standard, in my opinion, NVIDIA is the gold standard. Wherever NVIDIA goes, artificial intelligence goes. Matter of fact, wherever NVIDIA goes, the entire stock market goes. Why? Because the entire stock market, guys, is $55 trillion in market cap. And guess who almost got 10% of that market cap? One company, NVIDIA. So wherever NVIDIA goes, in my opinion, boy, the stock market is going there. Why? Because they almost represent 10% of the market cap in the entire stock market. One company, guys. You're talking about one company. So if this big old gigantic company partners with this little baby company, what do you think happens to the little baby company if they do a great job? If they deliver and do a good job, what do you think happens to the little baby company that's partnered with the big old gigantic company? Again, guys, I'm no expert here. I'm just using my common sense. Common sense tells me if I got a $4 trillion company here partnering with a less than $2 billion company, but this $2 billion company or less than $2 billion company has some technology that could even increase the $4 trillion company's value, I just think you're going to get the little baby company, in my opinion, got to become some type of larger company at some point, right? No guarantees, but that's my, when I'm walking down the trail, that's what I see down the street right there, right? So right now, what do you got on the 52-week high for this little company, NVTS, that I think may be a giant company? Giant company. Think about it, guys. Rocket Lab started out $7, $6, $7, $5 company. Boom, $50 a share right now, or $45, $50 a share. Palantir, $7, $8, $10 company. Today, hit $160 a share within like 18 months. Like 18 months. All I'm saying, guys, is anything's possible, man, when you're in this artificial intelligence space. So right now, 52-week high, $9.48. 52-week low, $1.52. Current price right now, $8.53. Right? Opened at $8.88. The low today was $8.33. And the high was $9.48. So that's where we stand right now, just on the stock price. 52-week high, 52-week low, market cap, and then what it's done today. Now let's look at the financials. Here's where the opportunity is, in my opinion, for this company. When I'm looking at the March 2025 quarter-end financial statements, which in my opinion represents their first quarter, their revenue came in around 14 million. Now, year over year, that's a 39.51% decrease. Net income was a negative 16.83 million. Year over year, that's a negative decrease of 357.19%. Diluted EPS, negative 0.09. Again, a negative 350% change to the worse year over year. Net profit margin, negative 120%. Again, year over year, negative 655% change. So some of y'all might be saying to yourself, and I said the same thing, my goodness, man, this company don't make no money. They make no money. How can they even survive? Well, here's what I believe. And again, you got to go out and do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take my advice. Go get you some professional help from a licensed financial advisor if you're not comfortable making your own decisions when it comes to paper assets. But let me give you my little 2 cents. This is my little 2 cents, uneducated 2 cents. When you have a company like this that a big gigantic company partners with, big old gigantic company partners with this little baby company that don't make no money. The reason they partner with them is this. See, NVIDIA knows what it's good at. It's good at doing what? Making the most advanced chips in the world. That's what they're good at. They're good at making GPU chips and the software that goes with it. But see, those GPU chips are the best in the world. And they have to go into these data centers, right? They got to go into these large language models and all that kind of stuff. They need the most advanced chips in the world, and NVIDIA makes them. So NVIDIA knows what it's good at. It knows it doesn't want to take its eye off what it is very good at, its strength, which is GPUs, making chips and making software to run those chips and to teach engineers, software engineers, not software engineers, but engineers how to use those chips, right? They provide them software and they provide the hardware. That's what NVIDIA does. They're not good at what these guys down here do, NVTS. See, now what's going to happen is as you ramp up these data centers, there's going to be more and more power, electricity needed to run these things. If you watch my video from a week or so ago, when I was talking about NVIDIA and I was talking about the state of Pennsylvania, and, you know, I was talking about CoreWeave, and, you know, CoreWeave was getting ready to open a new data center in Pennsylvania because the governor in Pennsylvania was upset with the electricity companies because they kept jacking up, you know, electricity prices for customers, for regular people. But the reason that was happening is because of these data centers and all of the energy that they require to run these data centers. So when NVIDIA, right, biggest customers, what? Data centers, right? Hyperscalers. What do these hyperscalers have? They have data centers, right? The largest in the world, right? So NVIDIA supplies the most advanced chips to these data centers. And if NVIDIA could partner with a smaller company to make that more efficient, more power, but more efficient, why not do it? That's not their lane. They don't want to recreate this thing and try to R&D this thing and take their eye off of what they do well. So what does NVIDIA do? The smart thing. They go find a company like this that already got the technology. And they partner with them and develop the technology together to bring to market. They've already done the heavy lifting. NVTS has already done the heavy lifting. All NVIDIA has to do is come in and pour gasoline on the fire, and then all of a sudden the fire gets bigger, and guess who's backing it? NVIDIA, $4 trillion company, biggest company in the world by market cap, most advanced chip maker in the world, leading the artificial intelligence ecosystem. Matter of fact, leading the entire stock market. Why? Because they almost represent 10% of the value of the stock market. At a $4 trillion market cap, guys, they represent almost 10% of the $55 trillion market cap for the stock market. People listen. So NVTS don't have to make any money right now. If they get this partnership right and they can pull off this new solution, they're going to be fine. And that's what a guy like me betting on. I'm betting on NVIDIA has already done the research. I'm betting on NVIDIA is pretty comfortable with this company that they can get this thing right. And if they get it right, NVTS, can change lives forever. That's my opinion now. You got to go out and do your own homework and figure this thing out for yourself. Go get you some financial advice from a licensed financial advisor, because I'm not one. This is not financial advice. This is just me giving you my opinion. But I have been doing this for 30 years, by the way. Now let's see what the experts are saying about Navate, or whatever the name is. but I call them NVTS. That's the ticker symbol, so just make sure you know that. What are the experts saying about this stock price over the next 12 months? Let's take a look at that. The 12-month price target for Nevada Semiconductor, ticker symbol NVTS, varies among analysts, but generally falls within the range of $1.52 a share to $10, with an average target of $4.40. The consensus rating among analysts is a moderate buy. And again, I'm not an analyst. You guys go out and figure out what that means, a moderate buy, but I'm going to give you my opinion. A moderate buy means, yeah, it's a buy. Buy it. Buy the stock. Buy the stock. Guys, when you got a partner like NVIDIA, listen, man, NVIDIA is the gold standard. So anybody, any company that the gold standard touches becomes gold standard adjacent. That's just what I'm saying, right? That's my opinion now. You go out and do your own homework. So average price target, $4.40. They're already blown through that. They're over $8 a share right now. Price target range, $1.52 to $10 a share. Haven't got to the $10 a share yet because I just shared with you guys the 52-week high is in the $9, the upper $9 range. So they haven't even gotten to the $10 per share yet. Consensus rating, a moderate buy. So analysts feel comfortable buying this particular stock. That's my opinion. You go out and do your homework. Upside/downside. The price targets imply a potential downside from the current price of $8.79, with some analysts forecasting a significant decrease. So keep that in mind, guys. This thing could decrease, right? 50-50 chance. But I like my chances because they're partnered with who? 900-pound silverback gorilla, NVIDIA. So I love my chances. You may not love your chances, so go do your homework. I'm not telling you to go buy anything. What I'm telling you is what my opinion is on this little baby company that's trying to learn how to crawl, but it got a good teacher. Got a big brother. It has a big brother who can run real fast. They got the world's fastest big brother. It's a little baby trying to learn how to crawl, but it got the world's fastest big brother. I'm talking about Usain Bolt fast in NVIDIA. So I like that partnership. I like them having that big brother. Just saying, guys. Just saying. So there you go, what the analysts are thinking. Analysts said it's a moderate buy. And how many analysts are we talking about here? I think we're talking about 8 analysts have kind of given their, it says number of analysts varies, but around 6 to 8 analysts have provided price targets. So not a huge amount of analysts, but 6 to 8 of them give it a moderate buy. You know, on the low side, $1.52 a share. On the high side, $10 a share. In the middle, average, $4.40. But again, guys, and I've said this before, what's happening in the stock market right now, in my opinion, not a professional opinion, just my opinion, what's happening in the stock market has a lot to do with momentum. So you have these momentum stocks, right? You got the big boys, you got the big old gigantic. Let me break it down for you, the way I look at it. So you got the old guard. They call them value companies, right? These old guard, these value companies like AT&T, Walmart, Coca-Cola, all these value companies that been around for 1,000 years. And I know they haven't been around for 1,000 years, but that's been around for 1,000 years. They call them value companies, right? They're just behemoths, big companies like AT&T. They're just big companies. They don't grow as much though, but they make a bunch of money, right? So they pay a good dividend. That's why they call them value companies. You're not going to get a lot of growth out of AT&T, but what you will get is consistent profits that they can then trickle down to what? Shareholders through dividends. That's one group of companies you have. They call them value companies. Then you have these growth companies over here like NVIDIA. that they're not as big as these companies from a revenue standpoint. Like for instance, Walmart does about $650 billion a year in revenue, guys. Nvidia ain't even at 200 billion. But Walmart does about $600 to $650 billion a year in revenue. That's Walmart. See what I'm saying? That's a value company. They make a lot of revenue, got some good profit, whereas you got a company like Nvidia, doesn't have as much revenue, but they got more upside for growth. Walmart doesn't have as much upside for growth as Nvidia. So therefore, what happens to Nvidia when it comes to their market cap? The market cap is driven by the stock price. Nvidia doesn't have the revenue that a Walmart has, but Nvidia has more upside potential to grow faster, which in turn could move the stock price higher faster. I'm not saying that that will happen. I'm just telling you, you got growth companies out here, and then you got these value companies, right? You got these big old gigantic companies out here that have been around for a long time, very profitable, but don't grow at all or very little. And then you got companies out here who do what? They grow very fast, right? So you got value versus growth. But then you got these little baby companies like NVTS who want to become growth companies. They want to grow fast and become growth companies just like Nvidia, right? Problem is they're baby companies. So what happens is when they partner with these bigger companies, what does that do for them? That gives them momentum, because people will say to themselves, investors will say, well, golly, man, if Nvidia partnered with them, and we already know Nvidia is a growth company, largest company in the world from a market cap, growing like crazy, and they're partnering with this company, NVTS, potentially, they may be able to catch some of that growth too. They may be able to become a big company. And if I can get in early and catch me 100-bagger, if I can get in early and catch a 100-bagger, I might be able to be like those people that bought Amazon 25 years ago, or those people that bought, Google 25 years ago, or those people that bought Apple 25. You know what I'm saying? That's what people think. So when people think like that, guys, what does that do to the stock? It gives it momentum. Even though a company don't make no money, the revenue ain't good, the profits ain't good, ain't no profits. They're in the negative on everything. But they got this technology and they've partnered with this behemoth. See, the way I look at it is this way, guys. Nvidia could have partnered with anybody to do this. That's the way I look at it. What made this company so special? See, this is where I look at it. So now you look at a company that 3 months ago was trading down in the high $1 per share, $2 per share. Every now and then it might jump to $3 per share because of the momentum and the technology. And then all of a sudden, Nvidia partners with them several months ago. Stock price jumps overnight. I mean, jumped overnight, doubled overnight. I mean, it doubled overnight. Just when they announced the Nvidia partnership with NVTS. Jumped overnight. And this thing has been going up ever since. Now, don't get me wrong. It's been a seesaw, right? It's been a seesaw. Shoot up to $9 a share, come back down. Shoot up to $9 a share, come back down. But here's what I believe long term. If NVIDIA can pull this thing off with this new technology that they're working on with these people, this partnership, if they can pull this thing off and do what they say it's going to do, what do you think is going to happen to that stock price of NVTS? I'm just throwing it out there, guys. I'm not an expert here. I'm just a regular guy on YouTube sharing an idea with you. You got to go out and do your own homework. But what do you think will happen, man, if they pull this thing off? See, for me, that's all I need. I'm in. I'm in because, and if it don't happen, guess what, guys? I made the decision. I live with the consequences. But as I try to build my wealth and get the financial freedom, I'm gonna have to take some risks. And I'd rather take my risk on a company that NVIDIA is taking risks on. That's the way I look at it. I'm not running around here chasing these little companies that got no partnerships with no big boys. And you don't get no bigger than you don't get no bigger than the video when it comes to upside potential, guys. So for me, that's why I love NVTS or Navitas or Navite or whatever the name it is. I can't pronounce the name. I call it NVTS because that's the ticker symbol. I like them. I like them for that very reason. I think when you're talking about artificial intelligence, guys, especially these data centers, they require a lot of energy, a lot of electricity. And anytime they can get something that's more efficient, but gives them more of it, but more efficient, what that means is the price don't go up in the electricity. See, they can get more out of it, but still be very efficient and keep the price down, but get more of it. Come on, man. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist to figure out that's a pretty dang on good concept if they can pull it off. I don't know if they can pull it off, but if they pull it off, game changer for this little company. So I'll take the chance. I'll take the ride. Pull some shares, plant some seeds, and let that thing ride long term. That's my goal. I ain't in this thing to do nothing short term. I'm buying this thing and I'm gonna let it ride long term as long as we can take it. Now, if it don't work, that's my decision. I take the L, I move on. But boy, if that thing work and it becomes a 100-bagger, listen, man, if this thing, even if I got this thing at $8 a share right now and this thing 10x, it just 10x. Palantir did it. Rocket Lab about to do it. Who else I introduced y'all to? Palantir, Rocket Lab. A lot of y'all I introduced you to NVIDIA back in 24. Y'all already know what happened to that and what's still happening. So it's 4 or 5 of these companies, APLD, Serve Robotics. Remember Serve Robotics? Introduced that to the YouTube family back in 2024 when it was down there in that $4, $6, $7 a rank. Guess what? Same thing. Boom. NVIDIA bought shares of it. Boom. Introduced it to you guys. I'm not saying, guys, I'm an expert here because I'm not. I'm just a guy that gets out here and I do research. I find little things to plant my seeds so that I can try to give myself a chance to build some wealth. Like I said, guys, if you are not comfortable making your own financial decisions, please go out and get yourself a licensed financial advisor to help you. I am not one. Do not use me as your research vessel. Don't. Go get your own. Go do your own homework for those of you guys that are comfortable making your own financial decisions. I'm not. This is not financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube giving his opinion. Like I said, man, if you want to be a part of that Wealth Builders financial community on Patreon, where I'm giving out the real game, man, get down to the description box and click on that first link, which is that Wealth Builders Financial Community Patreon link. Couple thousand people so far in our little financial group, little over a year we've had the group, and we're going to continue to expand it, man, and do bigger and better things in there because we want a community of people who just want to chase that financial freedom thing and that passive income thing. If you want to do that and take yourself out of the matrix, click on that first link and come join us on the Wealth Builders Financial Community Patreon team. We'd love to have you, man. All we do in there is provide nuggets, tips, best practices, what's working, what's not working. None of us are experts. We don't try to be experts, but when you got 2,000 people headed in the same direction, Richard Fain is bound to get some good information somewhere that I can go research and dissect and see if it's right for me. That's what we do. That is all we do. Ain't no hot tips and, oh my golly, we got this little penny stock here. If you do it, we don't do any of that. No, I don't do any of that. I'm a long-term investor that dabble in a little bit of short-term investing. That's what I do. But I'm a long-term investor and I've been doing long-term investing for 30 years, guys. No expert. But I build a level of wealth by just doing what? Being consistent, being disciplined, and being patient. So get down to that first description box and click on that Wealth Builders Financial Community link. It'll take you to Patreon. Sign up. Come join us. Last thing, Webull, cash bonus reward. Anybody that open up a new Webull brokerage account, second link, put some money in that brokerage account. They're going to give you a cash bonus reward. All the details are in the link, so just click the link. It'll take you over to Webull. They'll give you all the details on what you need to do to qualify for the cash bonus reward. I've been rocking with Webull since 2021, And I've used their brokerage account since then, and I love it. I like it. That don't mean you will. I'm just telling you, I use it pretty much every day. So that's, you go check it out. Those good folks said they'll give you a cash bonus reward if you try them out. But you got to make a deposit, and you got to get on the platform and check it out. Well, all right, guys, if you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel. And while you're at it, make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate that. Thoughts become things. If you sit in your mind and hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.